now. So, hello, welcome everyone to the first session of the ICP AGIR Expert Talk series that we are starting today with Diana Nicolau, the project manager and circular economy expert at Lipor in Porto, Portugal. Good afternoon, Diana, and many thanks to be today with us.
Thank you, Raul. Thank you for the invitation. It is a pleasure for me to be here with you.
Thanks. My name is Raul Dausa, and I am the project manager of the ICP AGIR project, and I will be your host today. For those of you that have learned about this webinar online, this session, I will explain in a minute what the ICP AGIR program is about. And then our guest speaker, Diana Nicolau, will tell us how Lipor is promoting a sustainable resource management under the urban waste management agenda. I encourage everyone to comment and contribute by sharing your experiences or telling us if you have been able to use the knowledge that you will gain today. So let me briefly summarize what the ICP AGIR program is. ICP AGIR stands for International City Partnerships Acting for Green and Inclusive Recovery. This is an European Union project managed by the Directorate General for Regional and Urban Policy, also known as DG Regio, of the European Commission. The objective is to contribute to the improvement of quality of life in participating cities by promoting sustainable and integrated urban development through the identification of innovative policies and programs. The project consists on 14 different city partnerships between EU and non-EU cities from Canada, South Africa, Singapore, South Korea, and Taiwan. The areas of cooperation are three: inclusion of migrants and refugees, circular economy, and energy transition and air quality. But now, let's focus on the area of today's presentation. Sustainable resource management is one of the main tools that we have to reduce the consumption of materials and at the same time decrease CO2 emissions. And it's actually a fundamental part on how cities can play an important role in promoting the conversion from a linear economy to a circular one. Let me thank again Diana Nicolau to volunteer today to explain us how Lipor is promoting this important challenge. I appreciate very much that you took the time to be with us today. The floor is yours for the next 15 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Raul. Let's go now. I will share my screen and my presentation, hoping that you're seeing this. Okay?
Perfect. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. And please, I want to, yes, now it's okay. In my agenda, I'm predicting here to talk about Lipor, our commitment, the action concerned on circular economy, and the main results that we have. Lipor is the integrated waste management system of Great Porto in Portugal, and very recently we did 14 years of history, and our core business is manage and treat the urban waste produced and generated by our 8 municipalities. This is our main information. We serve 1 million citizens and we treat around 500,000 of urban waste from our 8 municipalities. Our universe has grown naturally, always engage more and relevant projects, such as biodiversity management, as you can see, waste prevention project, environment education, and so on. Our main results are very positive, not only the financial numbers that I would like to present to you, but taking account that we are a public organization, association, municipality, but also I would like to share with you the investments that we have in our community. And now let's go for our commitment, our contract with humanity. Look at this. This is our mission. In our mission, we focus in what we want to do, and you want to transform waste in new resources through the implementation of innovative circular practices, generating and sharing value. Why this is important? Because here we have the three important lines from our organization, where we have innovative, we have circular economy, and about our social responsibility with our community. Because our purpose is every day we build a better world. Now we promote circular economy. How we are doing this? Because for one hand, we did an efficient management of resource. For us, waste is a precious resource, but for the other hand, it is important for us to promoting a behavior change from our community. So this is our commitment on circular economy principles. And now let me show you our unique identity. And this is how we are creating this unique identity, being in alignment with the main European, international and national policies and strategies. This is why and the way we are creating our identity and our vision. We want to participate in a global market and set trends towards a sustainable future. And we are engaging in taking efforts under the Sustainable Development Goals. This is our sustainability agenda on Lipor, and our sustainability agenda is engage our three corporate principles. And these principles are: we want to put people first, we want working towards zero impact in planet, and be a leading brand in the global market. So we are sustainable because we are people. We put people first, and of course we are providing ideal conditions for our community and to our employees too. We want to protect the environment, and of course doing it as a financial balance. But of course we are doing it by creating intrinsic values through partnerships with our stakeholders. Now look at how we are engaging our stakeholders. And for us, it's very important not only to create long-term value for our organization and our stakeholders too, but also to identify the material topics that it is important for Lipor manage. Let's do what we are doing for the environment now. And of course, we value waste as a resource, as I already told in first hand. For us, waste is a precious resource. But of course, as we are always saying here in Lipor, the best waste is the waste that we are not producing. So the first efforts that we are doing is the commitment with waste prevention. And look at what we are doing on waste prevention. We have projects concerning bio-waste fraction, multi-material fraction, also with public procurement, sustainable and circularity on public procurement, communication and awareness, training, monitoring, and knowledge generation. And associated with our integrated waste management system, we associated our business circular model. This is the way how we are creating impact to reduce the extraction from the raw materials. For instance, on selective collection, we are giving materials to recycle for one end, and looking, for example, for the bio-waste, we produce a compost to the soil. But I will explain it better later. So this is our targets, and with our integrated waste management, we achieve the targets that we have for Lipor. And now this is our NUTRIMAIS. This is the project that we have, our perfect project, closed loop. Why? Because this NUTRIMAIS is a 100% natural organic soil improver. So it improves natural fertility on soils. And which is the raw materials? This is the secondary raw materials relating with food and green waste, bio-waste. And this is food and bio-waste is collected at the source. Concerning with renewable energy, and this topic is in this moment, as all we know very important. We produce energy not only in our waste to energy plants, but also we produce photovoltaic plants that we have here in our units and also in biogas plants. What are our action to the environment? We have here the environment education. This is very important to us because it's the way that we are engaged our community, the kids, the parents, the technician in the companies too, of course, to have better practices concerned with waste and the environment in general. We have a strategy related with biodiversity and climate change and waste as a resource, circular economy, that I will show better in the next slides. But now let's talk about our strategy on climate change. And this is a strategy that we have since 2006. And we are giving a commitment for a new decade, now 2030, that we are committed to reduce 35% of greenhouse gas in our activities. This is a strategy that we call 4M. This is why, this is with this 4, because we have 4 pillars here. We have less waste, less carbon, and we have more climate and more biodiversity. And now let's see our B side, our biodiversity side, some projects that we have that we want to promote biodiversity. We regenerate spaces, we improved soils. So we have several projects in Lipor concerned with biodiversity. And our results now in circular economy, the waste as a resource that we have. First, let me show you our commitment, our voluntary commitment since 2018, that we are committed to develop a circular economy strategy under the circular economy principles, and statements concerned with plastic and single-use plastic too. We are involved also in several studies. This is the industrial metabolism on Porto region, not only in Lipor municipalities. They are 8 municipalities. Now in this time we have a region, the Porto region, and this is a study to identify circular opportunities on the municipalities, in different municipalities. And also to show that industrial symbiosis is it is a reality, and it has to be a reality to concrete the circular economy principles. Another study that we have, another important study, it's related with indicators, the circular economy indicators that we show in 2020, present is, and this is a contribution for our national statistics system. This is a study promoted by Lipor, but also we involve several companies and important organization to select, in our opinion, as a group, the best indicators that could be measured by our national statistics system in Portugal. Another study that we have involved, this is related with qualification profile, and this is under the Minister of Environment. This is circular jobs. Here, our work is help to identify which are the circular jobs, the skills that we need, the skills that we have, and the skills that we need for our employees. Some tools, now I have more 2 slides concern 2 tools that we have. We have, and for us it's very important to measure, and we use it, Circular Transition Indicators, CITAE tool, promoted by the World Business Council. And here you use it in a concrete product, the NUTRIMAIS product, and we measure the circularity of our product. And as you can see, this is a very circular product with 96% of circularity. Another tool that we use is the Circulytics. This is a tool from Ellen MacArthur Foundation, and it measures not product or a service, but our strategy on circular economy. And it is a pleasure for us and for me to tell you that in our score, we have a P score. This is a good, for us it is a good score because the top, it is an A and we have a B. So it demonstrates how circular economy, we are improving it internally and external on Lipor. And more recently, and to finalize our presentation, let me show you how we are supporting the transition. This is a guide that we published very recently. This is the Circular Economy Guide. And in this guide, we have the aim to promote the full understanding about circular economy and fostering the creation of virtuous circles. So this is a contribute to help people to awareness about this topic. And we are inspired by the future. Why? Because in Lipor, we want to be innovative, sustainable, close, and trend-centered. So what you and all of your guests could expect from Lipor in the next 40 years, of course, continue reinventing tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Diana. This was a packed presentation, a lot of information, condensed. Thanks very much also for being brief. I mean, we have a few minutes now, and I'd like to ask you how important then is circularity for circular economy to Lipor? No? I see that it's a central part. If you can explain more, show us how you do that.
Yes, so as you understand, for us, and Lipor is the waste sector, and the waste sector is particularly relevant on the circular economy context because the waste sector could contribute to climate transition, environment and resource efficient, territorial cohesion, because we are municipalities and we want to engage this territorial cohesion and behavior change, of course, among others. So we advocate that waste sector is inseparable from the circular economy principles, and of course, we could give a huge contribution. And on contribution from Lipor, you already assist. So in the last 4 decades of activities, Lipor developed an integrated waste management system to manage waste as a resource, and as you saw, we create a circular business model integrated with this waste management system, in alignment, of course, with all the environmental policies. So, in fact, our mission, and I already told that, is transform waste in a new resource. So, of course, here you have the information that we are engaged circular economy, but it's not only in this perspective that we manage waste as a resource. And under this perspective, of course, we allow us boosting continuous material circles. So we close the loops, of course, but not only in this perspective, but also with what we call circularity practices. In this example, I can give you some of them. One I refer, it is our contribution for greenhouse gas reduction and biodiversity for promotion. And another one that I could refer, it's innovation. Innovation is a strategic team here in Lipor, and it is through it that we are focused to developing new, circular and sustainable products. For instance, in 2021, we have 4 new products we launched in agriculture markets, 3 organic substrates, and 1 vermicompost related with NUTRIMAIS, our closed loop project that I briefly show. So, to conclude, circular economy is important to Lipor because with circular economy, we go further. Why? I tell you this? Because in the first step, we develop our activity in order to move waste management to resource management. But more recently, we are rethinking our business model to be a product producer. So this is how we engage circular economy.
And I believe that that guide is available online, no, on your website.
Yes, yes, yes,
Nice.
of course, we can show this. And if you know our history, you, of course, stay very in alignment with our idea, because this is how we are communicating.
And let me ask you, sometimes not everyone understands circular economy in the same way. I've been working with this topic as well for years. What do you think, in your opinion, are the most misconceptions about circular economy?
Yes, it's true. We have a lot of people, even now, telling that circular economy is the same of recycling. Oh, so this is completely false. As you know, circular economy is just more than recycling. Circular economy must focus on the design, on the production stage, in order to ensure that used resources are kept in the economy for a long time as possible. So even if we are Lipor, a waste management system, we know that circular economy must focus in the beginning of the value chain. Yes, this is one of these misconceptions, but we have another ones. For instance, people could say that circular economy doesn't contribute to reach the targets of climate neutrality. And several studies demonstrate that no, the circularity have enormous potential as a tool to mitigate climate change. And if we engage the hierarchy of the waste hierarchy, of course, we are also contribute to this climate neutrality. And in a circular economy model, we have waste generation is minimized for one hand, and we have resources under the circle as long as possible. So this is another misconceptions. And probably another one more related with waste could say, and we all listen, people say, oh, if I implement circular economy, probably can produce more waste. And if you listen my presentation, when we're starting to talk about our model, I said that first and foremost important is consent efforts in prevention waste generation. So the products can be used, can be repaired, instead of used only one time. So we can transform materials in secondary raw materials, for example. Yes.
That's very interesting. We are almost running out of time. The last question I have for you is if you could share what the main future recommendations of what could be useful to accelerate this transition that you were telling us.
Thank you. Probably I will share with you the two recommendations. I think it has more impact or help to accelerate transition. For example, measuring. Measuring the progress is still a challenge, and the lack of information is a huge barrier. So it's important to create measures, create circular metrics to capitalize the circular economy, and also at the same time accelerate transition. And in my presentation, I showed a study that we are involved, and it is create circular indicators to our national statistical system, and measure it's important. One recommendation. Another one could be concerned about awareness and education. It is important not only to improve the school career, universities, primary schools, kids, teachers, everyone involved at schools, but also with companies and public administration, for example, we need higher levels of training. Okay, we had involved in study of green jobs, and under these recommendation, awareness and education, we have the important information that we want to reskill or upskill to improve new practices and innovative circular business model inside of the companies and public administration too. So this could
Thank
be
you.
two information.
Thank you very much, Diana. I think that we reached the time that we allocate to these expert talks. We want to keep them short and to the point. And I will encourage everyone that has been listening and looking at reviewing this talk to contribute and share their experiences or tell us what they think in the comments. So we are welcome to have more insight on what you have gained today. Or if you have more questions for Diana, I'm sure that you will be able to come back to the whole community of the ICP AGIR and the public in general. So with that, I would like to close this talk. Again, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you.
Have a nice afternoon.
Yes.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Good.